everybody? It's in the Greens with obviously, and I'm with Chicago Dead on Dave, who's very happy about his Cubs victory. Hey, wake up!
What happened?
Hey, wake up!
Oh shit!
You missed morning skate. You missed a morning skate.
Oh, don't bench me.
You're sitting. I'm sorry. I told you what was going on in the locker room, Obi. I told you.
Don't bench me.
Yeah, you're benched. What am I gonna do? I thought it was gonna be that dope Backstrom. He's always a sleepy sweet, and then I find out it's you. Now I'm gonna look like an idiot if I don't bench you. You're sitting down tonight, Obi.
Hey, let's give the Super 8, Great 8, a little bit of a break there. Super 8, like the motel? Come on. That's good. That's a thinking man joke.
Did. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with it. Hey, joke grenade. But, yeah, Obi, he's sitting out the game yesterday where, holy Christmas, the Sharks pound them 5-0. I can't. It's a little tough for me to believe that's the only reason they got pounded. There's also some other serious controversy that really justifies my unease about the coach's challenge. Hashtag 1998, hashtag foot in the crease, hashtag Fred Hull, hashtag the city of Buffalo never forgiving the world, which they may have been in the right. I don't care anymore. I like the fact that everybody in Buffalo is miserable, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But
I feel like just for their choice of living there, they should be just a little bit miserable than the rest of us. Just a little. Not much.
You grew up in Buffalo.
That's on you.
Jesus, we needed a, what do the Russians call that place? Siberia. That would be it.
Oh, yes, that's right. Siberia.
If I wanted to punish people, I'd send them to Buffalo.
Get to Buffalo, Trotsky.
Yeah. Get the Buffalo Trotsky. Oh, boy. All right, so that begs the question, all jokes aside. Who? Huh? All jokes aside. What's all jokes aside, although we could do Mike Francesa and him want to go bowling. That's all I could say. Shout out New York.
It's nice. There's so many new nicknames. Rip Van Winkle. There's all kinds of stuff we can use for fucking Ovechkin. That won't fit on the fucking jersey though, so that's a problem.
He's out chasing. If I would learn something from Patrick Kane.
Exactly.
He's going out being a Russian hockey superstar in San Jose, which what I bet? I bet he was in San Francisco the night before, and he just stayed out a little too late. Let's face it, nobody wants to hang out in San Jose. San Francisco's where it's at.
Exactly. That's where the party is.
Yeah. I used to live off of Geary Street. Shout out Geary Street. It's like the really...
Shout out Geary Street.
Was it Geary Street? Geary and Keys, I think. I think you drop your keys on Geary, and then that was the joke. Sort of forget it.
I know you probably dropped something else on Gary in San Francisco.
Gary, and then you don't drop your keys on Geary or something. It was some kind of San Francisco joke. Like, I can't remember it. I'm sure I would have been executed had I said it now. All right, but this begs the question, all jokes aside, did Barry Trotz make the right decision? I don't think it's going to be any shock for listeners of this show what we think. What do you think, Dead on Dave?
Oh, yes, please ask me. Yes, he did the right thing. Yeah. Look, you and I both military men, okay? My biggest thing ever is being on time to shit. Man. Military is very easy, folks. It's very, very simple. All you got to do is show up where you're supposed to be,
look good,
when you're supposed to be there, and in the right fucking uniform. Everything else takes care of itself.
Yes.
Plain and simple.
You don't even have to be that smart, No.
The only reason why I didn't make fucking sergeant major is because I'm fat. Army, but I'm a fat guy.
Jeez. I absolutely, I'm coming from the same perspective, but Ovi seemed to handle it right. Came clean, said... Look, this is what happens.
I like the fact that he came clean.
He did. I have no problem with this situation whatsoever.
So much I love about this.
And he does have to take a little responsibility for the 5-0 loss. I guarantee it was something like, I know I let you guys get away with this shit yesterday. If you miss a morning skate, you're not playing. I don't care who you are. And everybody's expecting it to be like Backstrom or some dope or some kid. And then it was Ovi. And then it puts Trotz in the position to say, have a seat. I wasn't kidding. You don't run this team. I do. And Ovi handles it like a man. And that's the way we did it in the Army. When you screwed up, you screw up, you get yelled at, your peers goof on you, you smile it, you admit, and then you move on. I don't even think the 5-0 loss is such a big deal. I really
It's
don't.
one game in the midst of a very long season. Here's the reality. This is another reason why I like it. There's so many reasons why I love this. What happened? He ate it. He took it like a champ. Hopefully he learned from it.
I'm sure
Guarantee he won't
did.
miss another fucking
I
skate
bet he
again this
won't.
year.
I bet he won't.
Trotz. This is why I love Trotz.
Yeah, you're right.
Trotz didn't bury his star. He didn't bury his star. No, he sat him quietly, and then he let Ovechkin break it the next day. That is great leadership by Trotz. That's why I like this guy. That's why they're coming out of the East this year.
Yeah, that's why I think they might win the Stanley Cup. I'll go that far, too.
They got to get through the Blackhawks.
I don't know if 23-year-old Alex Ovechkin would have dealt with this quite as well. I really wonder. I mean, he's considered a culture killer. That's never really been proven, but it's certainly...
I will call Putin. If you bench me, I will call the Putin.
I don't care what anybody says. Things change when you turn 30. You start to think, like, maybe I shouldn't be such an asshole. I mean, it is. It does. It does. You kind of like, maybe I should let that go. I mean, if you're looking from a pure winning perspective, you got to win every game you can, and Ovi's going to be there. Well, you know what? Maybe they put him in there, and they lose the respect of the team, and that has long-term damage. This way, everybody on that hockey team knows where the hell they stand.
Absolutely.
And they don't stand any higher than Ovi, and that's what people have been waiting for all along with the Caps, with all the coaches that have gone through there, with all the talent that never gets past the second round. Barry Trotz put down his foot, and Ovi, maybe that was the problem all along. Maybe nobody put their foot down in Ovi, because nobody knew how he was going to react. So they
made him finally accountable,
and he acted like an adult.
Absolutely. Accountability. That's so important in championship teams. For a championship team to really succeed, you've got to know your role. Everybody has to fucking realize their spot, whether it be a superstar, you act like a superstar. A bench player, you act like a bench player. You do whatever you got to do to fit within your role, and you take fucking responsibility for anything you do to mess up the system. And Ovi did. Accountability, kids. I like that.
You know, Dr. Deke, sorry I'm late. I was sleeping in.
Man, it's spreading. It's spreading. If it can happen to the grade 8, it could happen to anybody.
I'm there. You know, Jack Villet's giving me a little shit for this. I'm really surprised. I thought you'd be on the same page as us on this one, and I think long term it's more important than short term. And I
he
think
didn't bury him. You didn't blast him. He didn't do that.
He even lied to the media, which I'm all for. He told him that he had family issues, and I think that's the thing that aggravated the fans the most. I mean, I saw a lot of, I thought you were really hurt, man. You let me down. That's almost like me telling you, I'm really, really sick. No, I wasn't sick. I was in trouble. You know, I just got in trouble at work. You know, like, come on, man.
That's the coach protecting the player and letting him handle it the next day.
If they don't owe them the truth, they don't owe them anything. They don't owe the fans anything. Everything's about keeping it in the family, keeping that team, and they probably and just all came back and did the right thing. And it's funny. And he's probably getting goofed on. He's probably getting goofed on by his locker room buddies. And it's not the end of the friggin' world. I think I'd have more of a problem with this. Not with the coach, of course. Honestly, I think it would take some balls to do this in the playoffs. Hey, by the way, when we started Shot from the Point, who got benched in Nashville during the 2012 playoffs? Radulov.
Yeah.
And we praised him then. So we're consistent with this. And that guy's a scumbag.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there floating around the AHL waiting to get taken over by the goddamn Ukraine or whatever the hell's going on over there. I don't know.
That's right.
Yeah, so, no, I absolutely did the right thing. If you want to look at it a win-now mentality, guess what? The Cup's more important. If you lose a team this early in the season, it was absolutely imperative that he benched him.
Yes. No, it's so important because if you let Ovi slide here, it sends a bad message to the rest of the team. There has to be accountability. There's got to be a leader, and that's what Trotz is.
He's the captain of the team.
He's the leader.
He's the captain of the team. He can't act like this for the other guys. And look, I'm going to give Ovi a little bit of a break here. None of us listening to this program, who were able to listen to this program, anybody in the media does not know what it's like to be Alex Ovechkin. Nope. Now, before you go, oh my God, he's so privileged. How can you have sympathy for him? All right, I'm going to, and here's why. Nobody knows the temptations this man has. Yeah. I mean, when I can barely keep myself together with drinking and looking at chicks. I can't imagine what it's like, and that's what keeps me in line. I'm poor. You know, and I can't imagine. And I'm sure that would lead me to do some of the same things. But I would like to think that I would handle it just like Ovi.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. We don't even know that he was partying or doing anything like that. It could be it's human friggin' thing. Sometimes the alarm doesn't go off. Sometimes the battery gets unplugged. Your phone isn't charged what you thought it was. Whatever the reason.
Sometimes it's hard to climb over 3 women. I mean, they at least weigh 100 pounds.
Sex jelly is slippery, folks.
It's slippery.
It's hard.
He's slippery.
It's slippery.
Oh God! Can you imagine what it's like being him? Oh, it must be great.
Just having to like brush away the clouds of vagina as he's going through. Oh, why does he always smell like sex?
And I'm not one of these people. I mean, X Venom, Venom. Yeah, I've seen. He's another guy that's come back. I can't say his stupid handle. He won't miss his giggle skate now. Bingo.
He ain't gonna miss
Little
another one.
Estito, he gets right to the point. It's all these goddamn Russians. That must be it.
That must be it. They're on the time zone. They're still just jet lag from hell.
All right. Give Trotz some credit. Give Barry some credit. This is the right way to run a hockey team. And, it's always growing up. And we all got to grow up. I think some of the most
He's 30 now. He needed a nap.
Some of the most fascinating things about hockey to me is watching these kids come from basically children to middle-aged men. And it's just a fun process to watch. And there's bumps and grinds across that way. And, we can't all be perfect. And, for Ryan Lampert, who is the ultimate judge on morality and stuff like that. Yep, and it's kind of nice to see that these people are human. And how much poontang do you think Ryan Lampert turns down? None.
No, he probably pays for it. Can I say that? I probably can't say that.
No, he doesn't. He's too damn proud for that. He probably goes for chicks that he has absolutely no chance.
I'm not saying he's going to pull a Springer and use a check.
How much you want to bet he goes for chicks he has absolutely no chance with? Probably rocker types, if I have to guess, like hipster rocker types.
Aim high, Lampert.
And then when they finally, they're probably nice to him at first, and they finally like flat out shoot him down, he makes a claim like, well, there was an intellectual difference between. I don't think we'd get along. How much you want to bet that would be his
That's
move?
Gotta be
That's gotta be the move. It's gotta be.
Well, their agenda didn't align with mine. And...
Agenda. Even like intellectually, we're a lot different. In other words, she's stupid without saying she's stupid. You big dummy. You big doll balding. Look at my hair. I got all my hair, Ryan. You're younger than Dave. And look, we have our hair.
You have our hair.
You don't have any hair.
I have so much hair I could dye mine.
You don't have any hair. He's mad at me because I photoshopped his, because I can't use Photoshop very well, his little more of his hair off. But it really didn't matter. He didn't have any hair whether I photoshopped him.
He didn't exaggerate that much.
Yeah, really. I mean, what do you want? I'm no Dave Rose when it comes to this stuff.
No. Who is though?
Nobody. I sort of want to make peace with him. Isn't that weird? Anyway, that's another story for another time. Yeah, I did. Yes and no. Oh, I'm not having it back on, but I did. There's a part of me that wants to make peace. I'll tell you why offline. All right. There is another more pressing issue. Are you surprised that I want to make peace?
Yes.
Why? I'm a reasonable human being.
Oh, it's not about you.
No.
Just
shocking.
if I say what I'm going to say, it's going to sound really bad, but I'm starting not to care. Why make peace with a scumbag? I'm sorry. He fucked us. He became a little bitch. That's it. It's over. Bye. See ya. Enjoy your life. That's it.
All right. I'll keep that.
What's the problem? Fuck all. Why does everyone want to make peace?
Well, no,
fuck
it's been
peace.
long enough. Like,
just move on. Go away. Yeah, bye.
Oh, I'm not saying we're your buddies or anything. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't want to make peace with anybody anymore.
Look at you. Oh, something happened.
I'm telling you.
All right. We'll leave that over there. Like, here's Deb. Here's what I was talking about. Freaking Ovi. I thought something was seriously wrong. Like, she's like worrying about him all fucking day. Ovi, what are you doing?
Well, he's not thinking about you, Deb.
He's not thinking about you. He should be, though. He should be.
Not thinking about any of us.
Debbie's a sexy, sexy woman.
She is. That's true. I'd make peace with Debbie.
I'd make peace with Debbie.
Anytime.
I like that. I like makeup kisses. Walks on the beach. Stuff like that. Matt Lammy, new guy. What happened to Ovechkin? He slept in. Trotz cut him. He took credit for it. Responsibility, I should say. And
we didn't cut him.
And we goofed on him. Well, he told him to sit down.
He said you're sitting a game if you don't mind.
No Shark Tank for you. I bet the only people who have a right to be pissed off is everybody in San Jose.
Sure. They missed a chance to see.
Oh, wait, was it in San Jose or was it in... I think it was
wherever it was. I don't know where it was.
I don't care. I don't pay attention to that stuff. A more pressing issue is in this game featured a very, very serious controversial incident, and not like it's going to make a difference, but it might make a difference the rest of the season. During this game, a goal was pulled back as I'm trying to say that. I'll read this from Punk Daddy. In Washington Capitals game against San Jose Sharks on Tuesday night, defenseman Dmitry Orlov managed to sneak a puck past Martin Jones and Jay Beagle of the Capitals. DeBoer of the Sharks decided to challenge the goal as Beagle skated through Jones' crease and came close to the goalie. The overhead view is clearly almost no contact, maybe a jersey brush at the best. All right,
Maybe,
we can't do the NHL stuff live, so I'm sorry about that. Here it appears Beagle might have been. No, let's get rid of this. All right, this guy Beagle, he basically he brushes the Sharks goaltender. You're gonna have to take our word for it. It clearly wasn't goalie interference. No. The headline of this story is even NHL coaches challenge can't save us from Tim Peel. If you didn't know about Greg Wyshynski, he's got a long axe to grind with Tim Peel. It's kind of like everybody hates referees, and Tim Peel's made some doozies before, and some of them were questionable. But Greg Wyshynski has basically built this. It really is. It's like this in our show.
It is. That's the equivalent.
Yeah, that's really the equivalent. Everybody loves the bomb, all right? Everybody loves the bomb. Everybody loves the Tim Peel thing. So we did take a closer look at this. Clearly, I tell you something. If this is the NHL definition of goalie interference, there's a real freaking problem here.
Yeah.
So, but according to Dead on Dave, who did a lot of research, so everybody take their hats off, Greg's not 100% wrong in this
hell
situation.
Of a journey.
Yes. Greg is not 100% wrong, and you want to take it away, Dead on Dave, and explain what's going on here.
This was an interesting day for me because we saw this story, and I thought right off the top of my head, all replays, just like most other sports, except for football, which do it right under the hood. Baseball does it this way, and hockey does it this way too, where the replay is handled by Toronto in the situation room or the war room. They handle it. The refs don't see a goddamn thing. They don't get to look under the hood. They don't get to see a TV, nothing. Everything gets handled by Toronto. Well, like much of the NHL rule book, there's a lot of ambiguity going on. And the new rule that got taken for this year, that got put in place, the NHL Coaches Challenge, is the only time when it's a goaltender interference when a ref will be able to actually look at the call that he made. So the call gets made on the ice, and in this case, it was a goal. The coach goes, hey, fuck that shit. Tell me what actually happened. I think I'm challenging this. So the ref goes over. What's that?
Coach's challenge. That's what it is. This is the rule everybody wanted because they'd never get a rule wrong. Right. Go ahead.
Ref goes over, starts looking at the screen. And during that entire time, it's important to note, he's on a headset talking to Toronto. They are collaborating. They are trying to get the call right. They're like, what did you see? What did you see? What did you see? We don't know if Toronto has the overriding call like they do with every other thing. That's ambiguous because all they say is they consult with one another. So after all of that happens, Peel comes back on the ice and says, no goal. Somebody got it wrong, either him or Toronto. We have no idea which. All we know is somebody got it wrong or they collectively got it wrong together. We don't know if one told the other to go fuck. We have no idea. So Greg did not get this 100% wrong. No. There is some accountability to go on here, but
ultimately
nobody,
it's the call the referee's
him,
call.
Not us, knows what happened in that conversation. Yeah. Nobody. There's no way we can know. But I'm thankful for this story, Tommy. And you know why?
Why?
Because I got to look to the NHL rulebook today. And let me tell you, that was some fun shit.
It's a hot mess, but let's get back to that. I do want to go over that, but let's get back to that because I want to make this very abundantly clear. Here's the problem, and Dave. This took Dave on a trek and a journey to find out all the NHL rulebook is like a Bush League joke.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't even know. I knew it was bad. It's one of those things like, like a lot of Christians, they know there's a lot of kooky stuff in the Bible, but they just kind of ignore the stuff. They kind of pick the parts.
So good, though.
I knew it wasn't because Dave was like, I'm reading this rulebook, and all of a sudden I got embarrassed. Yeah. I got embarrassed as an NHL fan. And
it's like Great Gatsby good. It's so good.
If you jokers can believe this, depending on the type of replay, and this one, the new one in particular, either Toronto has carte blanche rule, but in this particular coach's challenge,
it's the only one.
It's the only one. Every time it's the war room. This particular coach's challenge is up to the referee, which was a mistake right off the bat.
That's not even 100% true either. It's the referee consulting with Toronto. They're very ambiguous about that. They only say the word consulting. They don't ever state who has the final word.
Yeah.
All they're doing is consulting the C to confirm or deny what the referee saw. That's it. It does not say whether Toronto gets to tell them this is the call you're going to make, or if they say, all right, now that you've seen it, ref, what do you think? We don't know. It's very ambiguous for a reason. They don't want you to know. They don't want to know. No.
Let me read this. Let me read this sucker. The standard for overturning a call in the event of a goal call on the ice that is the referee, after reviewing any and all available reports, consulting with the Toronto video room determines that the goal should have been disallowed during the interference of the goalkeeper, as described in the rules 69.1, 69.3, and 69.4. Therefore, the original rule, call, by the way, is overturned. I mean, what the fuck does that mean?
The rule itself, by the way, for goaltender interference is a fascinating read. Just ambiguous as hell, man. The whole thing, it's so good because it's all about whether the referee can have probable, they decide if the damn defender, the guy who made the contact, did everything he could to get out of the way of the goal. It's fantastic. It's so subjective. It's great. I loved it. It's a great read. It really is.
And the more important thing, if this doesn't make any freaking sense to you, here's something to think about some of our older fans over 30. 1999, the brilliant goal in the crease rule. This is why last year, don't you know what the coach's challenge? That means they'll get every call right. Well, guess what? Was it game 5 of the whole goddamn season? Day 5 or something like that? Guess what? They already got something very, very wrong. Day 6, by the way. So the instant replay is not a guarantee of perfect calls. So one of two things happen. Either Toronto blew it and gave Tim different not good counseling.
Which is possible, but unlikely, because Toronto gets it right like 95%.
Yeah, that's another thing. And Tim doesn't actually do too many playoff games, and he doesn't have a great reputation. And I think that might have something to do with Greg Wyshynski, by the way. We're talking about it, and then Greg Wyshynski, like I said, he's got a long thing with this guy. It's really it's the cornerstone, it's the running gag, it's the clinger and mash gag reel that he has with this guy. And this son of a bitch ran into him in a bar, and they had a nice conversation. They took selfies together, and fucking scumbag Greg posted it and got the guy suspended for a game. So I mean, I'm a little. I'll be honest with you. I went in this to stick it up Greg Wyshynski's ass. But here's the thing. It appears, we think, by the wording on this particular thing, and only the ref has the final call. He can only be consulted. Otherwise, Toronto sends a phone call downstairs. Yeah. So we don't know what Toronto told him. Maybe I'm thinking Grant Fuhr was in goal and he hates defensemen or he hates forwards, and who the hell knows? They got real hockey players.
We don't know what that consulting is actually all about either. Yeah, we don't know if the consulting is just, hey, what do you think? Or hey, what should I do? In some sense,
Greg is making a stretch because nobody knows the conversation that took place. But going by the history, Tim's not that good and Toronto is real good.
Yeah.
They do have the benefits that Tim do. And here's the scariest part of this whole thing is, are we going to have this during the playoffs? Is this going to overturn a major play in the playoffs? That seems to be more concerning to me. I would rather a ref blow a call. And I can stand by that because the ref blew the call in 1990, which was a turning point in the damn series for the Los Angeles Kings and the New York Rangers when there was a clear goalie interference. The ref blew it. He didn't do anything malicious. He fucking blew it. We lost a cup. It was the actual final nail in the coffin. No, the Kings are probably going to win anyway. But that's the thing. I mean, you don't know. And I'd rather these guys blow calls than turn this into the friggin' NFL where guys, in most cases, not even Tim Peel's case, they see the play that they blew, they look at it, they're embarrassed, and they just keep the play the same way the same face. In this case, I guess Tim tried to make it about him. I don't know. Maybe the guy knows what he's
here's the
doing.
thing, and
I don't get it.
There is some hope here because the NHL is pretty good about correcting, and they're the only sport to do this, by the way.
Yeah.
That will correct something wrong in the middle of the season. Every other sport waits to the off season, then they have a big meeting on whether they should make changes. If something's drastically wrong in the NHL, they'll fix it. So I think this is a pretty easy fix. It's the only time that a ref gets his input on a replay. Take that away. Give it back to Toronto the way it should be. There should be an oversight committee. It shouldn't be he already fucked up the call.
Yeah.
He already fucked up the call. It's getting reviewed for a reason. There's reasonable doubt that this might have not have happened the way he thought he saw it. So let Toronto, who has all the advantages in the world, make this play
if you're gonna
and get
go
it
to the
right. Because that's what this is supposed to be about.
Yeah, I know.
Coaches Challenge replay, it's about getting the play right, and they did not achieve that.
I know. Because this stuff doesn't always work. I don't know why everybody thinks you can't have perfect refereeing. And I think our referees, for the most part, are goddamn good. Watch a friggin' NFL football game and come back to me and tell me you won't miss her. And our guys are athletes. Those guys have to be able to skate
the whole time.
They're skating. They're athletes. You ever see those fat donut-filled fuckers in the NFL?
Yeah.
The NBA guys.
Don't say that to Ed Hockley. He'll punch you in the face hole.
He's got to put down the donut first.
No, Ed Hockley's jacked,
No,
buddy.
is he?
Oh, he's a bodybuilder, man.
Good for him.
He wears the tightest shirts possible. It's great.
Okay.
Can you imagine umpires in baseball trying to call balls and strikes on rollerblades? I don't fucking think so.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think this thing's going to be a fucking nightmare. And they can make changes in the season, and they can make them in the Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. Because when they screwed that, look, they called the foot in the crease, which is a horrible rule. They fell through all year. Stan Fischler, I'll never forget it, says in the first round of the playoffs, this is the worst thing that could happen if this affects the Stanley Cup Final. It did. And the only time they ever ignored this foot in the crease goal is when Brett Hull's foot was in there in Game 6 in overtime. And the city of Buffalo, as much as they can't stand him, was ripped off from a Stanley Cup. Ripped off the most Bush League shit. And you can see from Dave's research, which is pretty good, I'm not even saying that sarcastically, that the reason we have so much bullshit rule is the rule book itself is subjective. A foul ball isn't necessarily a foul ball. And that's all I got to say on about
the great thing about it, if you just want to have some fun, go to the rule book. It's very easy to find. It's all over. You can get the official rule book and just scroll to a random point. Doesn't matter where. Yeah. And you're going to find just ambiguity and subjectivity all up in there. And it's so funny. You're like, what the fuck does that mean? Yeah. It's just at the referee's discretion. What? It's a rule. It's supposed to be a rule.
Oh, yeah, what's the rule? I don't know. You found some weird one in there. If the referee finds that the goalie has stopped the puck in a manner, what was the wording? In a manner
of stopping the puck during an untimely part of the game or slowing down the rate of play, some shit. It was so funny.
So you get a 2-minute minor every time he stops the puck. It's up to the referee. I mean, what the hell is that? I have a feeling that's
2-minute minor. It never gets called.
Who could call it? Every time you stop the puck, you're trying to stop the puck. When you every time you glove the puck or jump on the puck, you're trying to stop the flow of the game. It's almost the object, for Christ's sakes, so you get a face off in your own zone. Cut your losses.
Great. It's
unbelievable.
I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like the NHL rule book. I'm not even mad at the NHL because it gave me so much entertainment. I'm sitting, my wife was sitting on the couch and I was like, listen to this shit.
It's like you're reading Mad Magazine, for Christ's sakes. All right, I got a couple of headlines. First of all, big endorsement deal for Jack Eichel. Here we go. There he is, Jack Eichel with his new Chia Pet.
Congratulations.
Shout out to Trix Cobra.
I think he'll do well with that.
That was actually a Buffalo fan made that for me, if you can believe that. Trix Cobra. I love that. Yeah. I hope I don't get a copyright thing for that.
Poor Jack.
Yeah. He makes good line changes.
He can really make a beautiful line change. Everything.
Best wrister in the game.
Yeah.
Doesn't get better.
Well, another thing I bring that up is because Connor McDavid, he had his first goal yesterday. It was like a cheap tip in.
It's about time I drafted that bastard.
Oil still ended up losing, but he finally got his big goal, and then Mecca wrote in the chat. He goes, "Well, that was quick for Eichel." You know?
He had a good run.
He had a good run. He's like, "Oh, that was a good run." You know?
It's a good run for Eichel. Full 24 hours. Congratulations. Hope he enjoyed it.
Another thing not being talked about this is the hit that Connor McDavid had on Johnny Oduya. Did you see this by any chance?
I did not see this hit yet.
He clearly hit the guy behind. This is like a suspendable hit, an automatic ejection, and whoops!
I haven't heard a word about it.
Yeah, I know. I'm taking the headlines down, right? And it's taking the headlines for each game. Like the headline for a game recap is supposed to be like the biggest thing that happened. All right.
Yeah.
All right. And it says, let's see, I wrote this down from ESPN somewhere because I thought it was kind of amusing. That's Connor Brickley. That's a different guy. McDavid tally. This is the entire headline. McDavid tallies first goal, NHL goal.
Yeah.
And Jason Spencer had a hat trick, and it didn't make the headline. Like, this is crazy. Everybody thinks I'm fucking nuts and going crazy. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good luck with that endorsement deal. Everybody thinks I'm nuts. You think I'm nuts.
No, I don't think you're nuts. I think you're 100% right. But I understand why they do the things they do. These guys are, they're transformative players. They're the guys who's going to sell the NHL for the next decade. So I understand what they're doing. But you're 100% right. It's insane, the pedestal that they put these guys on. But this is just the way it is in professional sports.
Yeah.
Just the way it is.
I guess. I don't have to
LeBron got it.
I don't have to
Sidney
like it.
got it. Michael got it. I mean, Michael
was good though.
Michael didn't get it.
Sidney took a couple of years to.
I remember hearing about him, 16 years old and all that.
Yeah. But I mean, Sidney. It took Sid a while to become the superstar that he is today.
But they were sucking him off. The slurping was there from day one.
I got to give it a shout out. Apparently, X Venom Bite X is Trix Cobra, who actually made that wonderful meme.
Great job.
He really does.
It's under 7 seconds too, so we should be good.
I found out that's total bullshit, by the way.
I know it is.
Did you tell me that on purpose?
No, I regurgitated the lie that I always heard, but then I found out recently too.
Oh, really? I did found last week. What I found out. I'll tell you what I found out. That Rafi Torres video when I didn't get my check.
You found out the hard way.
Yeah.
Hey, you want a little NHL history?
Sure.
Now, on this date, 1979, the great one, the only one that matters, Wayne Gretzky scored his first of his 894 goals.
Only 893 to go.
That's right.
Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid's going to catch him.
Yeah.
If he plays 40 years.
Yeah, nobody remembered the hit on David. I think it was an accident, but
it wasn't even in the highlights.
It wasn't
even in the highlights.
Yeah, it was serious. It was like a serious hit. I didn't see, but I did catch. In fairness, ESPN aired it, and it was so strange. Like, yes, and Connor McDavid seemed to have a bizarre sort of hit on Johnny Oduya, and there was no penalty. They may have missed it. Like, holy shit, he almost killed him. He clearly hit him straight on the numbers. It could have been a cross check. I mean, like, oh my god.
It's okay. He'll let it talk about. He'll learn his lesson.
Hysterically, the Pens are over 0-3.
That is pretty good.
It's always funny.
It's not gonna last. It's because Sidney can't eat. Kessel keeps stealing his fucking lunch.
Yes.
Every day.
Stealing his energy bars. You're only supposed to eat one of those.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Hungry.
He's hungry. I don't blame him. Grab a Snickers. Why wait?
I mean, it could be just I wonder if it's one of these things that they're just not clicking yet. Maybe it's an ego thing. But here's one thing that I've been saying for, I don't know, years. Lack of leadership.
Yep.
I think it's a joke that Sid's the damn captain over Johnny when it's Team Canada time. I think it's a laughable joke.
I agree with that. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the standings. Los Angeles, Edmonton, Columbus, New Jersey, Pittsburgh, Carolina, Boston, Toronto. They all have one thing in common. You know what it is?
No wins.
All 0-3. All 0-3.
Yeah, my Rangers lost too.
That's awesome. That's a lot of teams 0-3, isn't it?
It's funny. I don't care. It seems I hate.
Damn, winless. That's a lot. That's like half the league. What the hell?
It's funny. I don't know. And then I was thinking we were going on one of those 10-game win streaks to start the season off, and the Rangers didn't do it. I was absolutely sure. I lost a lot of money. I tweeted the New York Rangers and said,
if I know your betting habits, you lost $1 at most.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I made some of it back because I hedged most of them. I'm such a pussy. Something I want to point out, this is a team we don't talk about much because I hate them.
Yeah.
The Vancouver Canucks seem to have the eye of the damn tiger. They are serious business. They came up against a rival. They smacked them around with Calgary, who I still think might be a good team, even though they have a shaky start. when I watch, and Brennan Prost, who's like, I think leading the team in scoring. He's like the hottest thing on fantasy right now. And he's actually, it's not because he's getting like 5, 6, 10, game misconducts and 5-minute majors.
Oh, the team lead in scoring is actually Jannik Hansen.
Yeah. So who's right behind him?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for a follow-up.
Yeah. No, but he's hot. And if you check your fantasy stuff, he's hot as a pistol. He's actually has a bunch of assists and like a goal or two. So big shout out to that big dummy Brennan Prost.
Yeah, Prost has got 3 points.
Maybe that's like, look,
All
I don't
assists,
know.
no goals. No
What's
goals
that?
for Prost.
3 assists, but 3 assists from Brennan Prost this early in the season is like holy Christmas. And if you're getting it from guys that low, and I tell you something, the Canucks look mean. It's something they never were. They look like they're going out. They're not taking any bullshit from anybody. And Prost can beat you up too. So maybe he like gave them a bit of an injection that they needed. I always thought that was a problem in Vancouver. They're just kind of soft and mean and not mean enough.
He's got 25 penalty minutes already.
Good for him. He's a fantasy dream. What are you talking about?
25 penalty minutes with only having 11 minutes 47 seconds of game ice time per game.
That guy's
That's
a fantasy
fantastic.
gold mine. You probably get him for $2,500 on DraftKings.
That's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, I know. It was good stuff.
I love it.
Good stuff.
But Hansen looks really good. Daniel Sedin looks really good. I mean, this team does look like they're playing.
They're going to be talking about, I hate them. You know that, too.
I know you do.
I don't like them. But
A little bit of love to Ryan Miller, too.
Ryan Miller's playing well. That team seems like they're focused. They went out and did exactly what they should have done to the damn Calgary Flames, beat them in the damn ground. That series, we watched that at your house, I remember, one of those games.
Yes,
that was mean. They're mean. And you know what? That's what Vancouver needs. They need to be.
Ryan Miller, 4 games, 5 goals allowed. Not bad.
Yeah. Old Harrison Mooney bitching about bringing friggin' Prost over because he has too many penalty minutes. What do you think now, Harrison? Hey, I know you just only started watching hockey when you were 18, but intimidation works.
It does.
Yeah, it works. You know why? Because you're scared to do something. I don't understand because the numbers say in this position, put some skates on. I guess he's calling.
Get a stick in your hand.
Why are people calling me when I freaking start the music? I honestly don't understand that. Why do they do that?
I don't know.
I'm exposing numbers again. Shit. I'm the worst about that, aren't I? Pat in South Jersey, why do you call me when I'm leaving?
I know, you're about to end the show.
What's on your mind? Because Neuwirth. That's all I got to say.
Starting tonight? That's what I was going to ask you because I haven't had a chance to check the lineup. Did he start tonight?
Well, that Mason's gone away, I assume. I didn't check for sure. I mean, I don't run my whole day around the Philadelphia Flyers. I mean, what do you think?
Oh, I'm on it.
You come to the right place. We're here to serve you, the fan.
Well, I need to know. I need to know if it's going to be a 7-1 blowout, if Mason's in the net, or if it's going to be a 4-3 overtime loss to Neuwirth in the net.
Google it, motherfucker. Play DraftKings, then you'll know.
There you go.
Dave, please go gentle on us tonight.
I wrote the Blackhawks. I'll see if they heed my warning.
Yeah.
I know.
Did you really tweet them?
Oh, I totally did. And not only did I tweet them, I put fucking Pat in the tweet as well. Make sure you get a little embarrassed. My buddy, at Pat Glenn, whatever his damn Twitter handle is, wanted me to ask you to take it easy on those pussy fucking Flyers.
Take it easy. You imagine
I can't talk. I like the Hawks because I can't talk.
I like the Hawks, too. There's nothing to hate.
Neuwirth is starting tonight. Steve Mason is out of the club indefinitely with personal family matters. Neuwirth is in goal.
Yeah, I don't see why.
It'll be a 4-3. Hopefully, it'll be a good game. Hopefully, it won't be a blowout. And if we win, fine. But I expect us to lose possibly 4-3 in overtime. At least we get a point.
I don't know why I'm hoping you win.
What the hell, dude?
Unlike the Penguins.
I don't know why I'm hoping you win, Pat.
Chicago bias. I'm calling you right now.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
I'm not Chicago biased.
No,
Dave.
but
I'm
my
rooting for your
partner
Cubbies,
is
and I'm
now.
rooting
I don't
for,
like it.
I like your Hawks.
Well, no, I don't know why I'm rooting for it.
I'm
Because
feeling Tommy's Chicago.
No, it has nothing to do with that at all. They're in my division. I have more to lose to them unless they play you dopes. What are you talking about? I have much more to lose.
I'm hoping for two big games. I'm hoping for a big game from Voracek, and I'm hoping for Seabrook and Duncan Keith to play well.
What, go
on
to
defense,
sleep?
They're on my fantasy team.
That's not going to happen. You're playing the Chicago
I tried
Blackhawks.
to give him so much for Duncan Keith, and he didn't take it.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I'm so glad.
All right. I had enough of you, Pat. Go away.
All right, guys.
I love you.
Good luck tonight, Dave. Tommy, good show. All right, man?
All right, brother. Take care.
Why don't I get a good show?
Yeah.
When he gets a good show, I get a good luck? Fuck off.
I gotta get locked back up. What the hell's the matter with you, Dave? Jesus Christ. Hey, you want to check us out? Tommy C. SFTP on Twitter. Tommy C. SFTP on Twitter. Should be Scott Floyd, 718-395-7660. Shop from Point Hockey on social media, Google Plus, Facebook. Like, sub, and share. Hey, you want the show to grow? That's what you got to do. I just got to ask you to do it. You got to like it every time. You got to share it every time. You got to do all that other stuff. You got to go to Facebook and do the Facebook thing. That's how it works. Unless
Every
you want me
time.
to stay at this level.
That's okay.
Because
we dominate.
Yeah, that's true. We're dominating like Jeff the Huffman.
If we get further up the chain, we might find out we suck.
True. Let's
be
finish this,
bad.
'cause I might want to upload this to Facebook. Last night in National Hockey League, which I actually forgot to do yesterday, and I was a little upset with myself.
You did. I forgot to tell you.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Hutchinson, 40 saves, propels the Jets over the Rags. 4-1. Good game. Dropped the GG to Terry. Rangers got outplayed every way.
Yep.
And
It happens. Can't win them all, man.
Nah, I can't win them all, and it was a good game on both teams. I wasn't really unsatisfied. And then this guy from Denmark, Elders, really got a key goal. He made it, tied it up. If the Rangers seemed like they're going on the start they usually had, and then kind of all fell apart from there. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. The Florida Panthers, they take the Carolina Hurricanes 4-1. They don't seem to be playing too bad.
Wow, was that the low attendance bowl? Is that what that was about? Nobody watched that game. Nobody.
Pecorine makes 22 saves, a 3-1 win over New Jersey. Oh, Jesus. That's going to be a train wreck for years to come. You know that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God,
They're in trouble.
yeah, that's the Habs. The Habs stay unbeaten. They top the winless Pens 3-2. What's going on there in Pittsland? Baseball
Kessel is
teams
eating
lose.
well. I bet Sidney Crosby has great lunches packed from home. Mario makes him fantastic lunches. I guarantee it.
And the San Jose Sharks with a hapless and helpless Alex Ovechkin, who slept in.
Hey,
Healthy scratch.
I'll take
They take the Cavs 5-0.
that. 4-1, 5-1 actually. I'm giving them that goal. Fuck
All right,
it.
that was in Washington. Boy, you imagine paying for that ticket to see Ovi and your kid in there, and you didn't show up because you slept in. It's funny.
I would love it if Trotz just said, well, you know, kid, you got to make sure that you don't sleep in.
Yeah, right. I think it was probably a lot shorter than that. You're out, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
That's the way the Thing talks to people in the Fantastic Four, and I don't see why freaking Barry Trotz should talk to him any differently. Zetterberg lifts the Red Wings over the Bolts. They take the Bolts 3-1 in Detroit. Detroit looking really, really good to start. Boy, maybe
They
you're
look
right
strong.
about that. McDavid tallies his first NHL goal.
McDavid?
And
Really
by the way,
sounded Irish.
yeah. Connor McDavid tallies his first NHL goal for the
Connor
Edmonton
McDavid.
Oilers. Oh, yeah, and by the way, that some guy named Spencer had a hat trick.
Well, we
Dallas.
forgot his name. Good man.
Dallas takes that 4-2. Jesus Christmas. Pareko scores his first two for the. I really should start putting the teams in here. I think it's the.
Help.
Yeah. Oh, Pareko scores first for St. Louis. I think he's on the Blues. I really mismatched this up.
Well, at least one St. Louis team won last night, right? But I ain't saying nothing about that.
Hey, I gotta do this for Jeff Huffman. You shouldn't have done that. Yeah, screw Jeff Huffman. St. Louis takes Calgary 4-2, and boy, 3-0 Los Angeles Kings. The Knucks with the eye of the Tiger. Vancouver Knuckleheads versus the Queens. They take the Vancouver Knuckleheads 3-0. That's quite good stuff, man. That's really good
It's
stuff.
amazing what the Kings can do when they let their coach in the building.
You're on
Amazing.
you're on fire. 7 p.m.
I
Eastern
am on
Standard-
fire
Yeah, you
tonight.
really are. You're on fire. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Ottawa Senators take on the Columbus Blue Jackets in Columbus. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, the Chicago Blackhawks take on Patrick Lynn's Philadelphia Flyers with Neuwirth in goal, former Buffalo Sabre. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Boston travels to Colorado. They're going to get mile high with the Rockies, baby. And I don't think that's going to go well for them either because they're actually not looking totally horrible. They're taking on Patrick Waugh and the Colorado Avalanche. The late night game, Arizona Coyotes. Where are they playing? I think they're playing in Chelsea
Las
Piers.
Vegas soon,
No, they're
probably.
playing in Chelsea Piers over in over in New York. That's where the Connecticut Whale plays. Hell's
That's
Kitchen.
right.
At least I think so. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a Riveters home game.
Hashtag bring back the whale.
Yeah. Bring back the... Get the hell out of here. I'm sorry, Dave Zamboni. Nobody should be bringing back the whale. Coyotes take on the Anaheim Mighty Porks. 10:30 late night game. Oh, thank you very much for being here, Dead On. Dave, good show as usual. I don't think we made the under 45-minute mark, so you can forget it from being uploaded on what you call it. And I'm going to attempt to try to go to sleep tonight.
I hope you get some rest, my friend.
Yeah.
Well, my just wife... take whatever Ovechkin took. You'll be fine. You'll sleep.
Yeah, 2 broads and a bottle of vodka. I'd probably get me to sleep.
That's your alarm.
Too. Oh, yeah, man. I wonder what that was like. Yeah. He gets up in the morning. He's like, oh, my God, I'm late for practice. Get out of my crease! Ah!